Hello guys. Hello. So you guys are not gonna be really seeing my face. But we're gonna make actually sweet rolls and I'm gonna be doing it for dinner today. So I'm cooking dinner early today. So let's get started. To make bread, it is a long process. There's no quick bread recipe that I know of. So we're gonna start by, you have to have a KitchenAid. If you don't, you can actually meal this by hand, which is not gonna be a problem, but it's quicker if you have one of these. Good morning, Susan. Good morning, good morning. Sure have missed your face. Thanks. It's been still crazy, but I'm getting there slowly by surely. So we're gonna start by actually a half a cup of warm water, and you're just gonna grab to your sink. It's gonna be, my hands are clean, everything is clean, sanitized, and it's just warm to the touch. It's just plain water. Um, and then to that, I usually keep my yeast in the refrigerator to store it longer. So it's just 1 tablespoon of instant yeast. I'm just going to sprinkle it in here. Now this is instant yeast, so you don't have to wait until it kind of, like the active yeast, sometimes you got to wait until it forms that bubble. No, you just throw it in there. To that, you got to feed your yeast. Is like feeding your stomach. Good morning, honey. Molly, is it? Good morning, sweetie pie. So to feed that, I'm going to actually put sugar in here. So it's a half a cup of sugar. And I keep mine so it won't get lost together, even though one is lost. My brother-in-law brought me these, I think, and I love sunflowers. So that's half a cup of sugar. Let's see, I like it. So he got me this. Try to get everything out of the way because once we finish this, I'm going to actually meal by hand. So I'm trying to clear my space out. And then to that, I add honey. This is option. If you're like a diabetic or anything, I wouldn't recommend putting the honey and the sugar. I would use those, love those measuring cups. Misty, yeah, they're really cute. I would actually kind of use a different sugar. You can actually alternate this. And again, it's a fourth cup, which is a quarter cup of honey. So, should have took the lid off of this, but again, it's a quarter cup of honey, a half a cup of warm water, tablespoon of instant yeast, and a half a cup of sugar so far we put in here. How's everyone doing today? Anything good happening? I've been missing out on these coupons, but with me not able to leave the house or anything, it's been rough. So it's all right. Right now I'm feeding my yeast. I have the half a cup in there. I'm going to make mine a little bit sweeter today because I have my nephews coming in. And you know how boys are. They can eat your house off. But I got actually 5 boys coming in. So after this, I'm going to make some cinnamon rolls. And right now, I'm just going to actually use the paddle to this. I'm just going to kick it so everything can kind of incorporate it just a little bit. That's just so everything can go through. I need 2 cups of warm milk. Now, what I mean by warm milk, make sure it's just like, get it out of the refrigerator, keep it on your countertops. So I'm going to actually pour this here. Oh, damn, I'm good. I couldn't find my measuring cups. I just poured the whole thing in here. So it's 2 cups of warm milk. That's what happens when you make a lot of bread. It just, you kind of get the hang of it. So, and then I need 6 tablespoons of unsalted butter, which is right here. What I do is I stick it in the microwave a little bit, and then I just make sure that it's just halfway through. You can't, like, make sure the butter's not like boiling hot, put it that way. Again, that's 6 tablespoons or a half a stick of unsalted butter. 2 eggs. I have a trash can behind me, so. I just pour it in here because I gotta make sure that there's no shells in my eggs. Things happen. And then salt, which is just 2 teaspoons actually of salt. Should have took all this out, but I'm having one of those moments where I'm just like trying to hurry up and do everything. So. I think baking is definitely different than cooking. You have to be precise about baking things. You can't just throw everything in there. It's like a science. And then this is my key. This is instant. This is not instant milk. This is regular milk. I'm going to show you what it is actually. This is the milk that I like using for all my breads and baking stuff and doing everything. You can find this at Walmart. I know I've seen it in Save-A-Lot, Food Lion. So once a year, sometimes coupons come out. They'll come out to like $2.88. So I like putting, I only use actually 1 teaspoon of it. Even though I put the milk in there, I just like putting a little bit more in there. So I don't know, to me it just makes it a little bit more / fluffier and creamier. I don't know if it makes sense. So then I got everything in there. I got the salt. And then to that, I'm gonna add, now how to measure flour is very different. I'm gonna actually, see, when you bake, you have to be precise. When you cook, you could just throw things in there, right? Until you taste kind of what you like. So this right now to start off, so what you're gonna do, make sure your flour is fluffy. Like I kind of took whatever I needed and then just stirred it up a little bit. So go like this, make sure it's a heaping spoon. Take it and go like that. So that's 1. Now I'm going to turn this back on until real low. Right now we're looking at the consistency of like a pancake batter for now. Again. So again, like I said, we're looking for a batter of a pancake consistency, like not too thin but not too thick. That's in between. If you guys ever made pancake mix, that's kind of what we're trying to do. So I'm going to actually stop it, scrape it, bring it down and scrape a little bit of it. And actually I'm going to add half a cup because it's still not what I want it to be. This is just so everything can incorporate it. Just got here. Hey Connie, how are you, honey? Guys, don't forget to give it a thumbs up while you're watching. I know it's going to be loud, so I'm trying to talk loud because the machine can get louder. And my voice is not that loud as it is unless I'm screaming at somebody. So again, I'm going to stop it. I'm going to take this off. I'm going to add the dough hook. Where's my dough hook? All right, so I'm going to add the dough hook to it. All right, now this is going to be loud, guys, so I apologize. So that was 2.5, right? So right now we've got to add up all the way to like, I'm going to say 6 to 8 cups. It depends on the weather. It also depends on the atmosphere that you're living in. It just, you'll see that it'll start hooking up to the bowl, and I'll show you guys. I'm just sticking my fingers in there because sometimes it gets caught up on the dough hook. So, and that's normal. You're just going to keep measuring, guys. Even if you measured it in your bowl, you still got to keep measuring because it's different. Sometimes it might, look, if I was to tap it, you see how some fell off and then some, because there's air bubble in there. Once I put like 6 cups, I tend to stop because I want to know what's going on with it to see if I do need another one or if I don't, what's going on with the dough. So this is my 6. Actually like 5.5 to be precise. So. I'm going to bump it up. I could already see it still needs it. Even if you make a mess, guys, I mean, look, I've been a pastry chef for God knows how long, for almost 12, 13 years. another cup. I started real slow because the flour will be everywhere. This is an older model. Love sweet rolls. Yes, Misty. Sweet rolls is good. I want to change this mixer. There's a new brand that came out, and I have a couple of pastry chefs that says it is better than a hand mix on this KitchenAid. It's like $400, so I gotta wait. It's almost starting to get off of that bowl. As you can see, you're starting to roll out. So why it's doing that? It's 12:41. At 12:46, I'm gonna stop it to make sure that everything is rotating together, everything is sticking. This bun is supposed to be sticky and not like a regular pizza dough where it pushes it all out. So you'll see it's in between foaming that ball and in between sticky. So I got to see if it really needs flour or not. And now the flour that I'm using is bread flour. I don't use regular flour. See, the more flour that you add, the harder the bread is. So that's why I always say be patient. Look at the bread. It's going to be all right. I do have my cell phone next to me so I could see what's going on. And even if I see that it's sticky and I don't add no more flour, once I take it out of the bowl, I can always knead flour to it. I'd rather do it by hand, actually. All-purpose flour. No, it's bread flour, Connie. Again, if I needed flour, which is, I should say, bread flour, then once, if I see that the bowl is still sticking, the dough is still sticking consistently to it, I take my dough out and onto my surface and I add a little bit to it. So I know that my bread is not going to actually come out hard. There is an actual, yes, there is. Yes, honey. See? I buy mine at Sam's Club, bread flour and pizza. And actually, I've been to learn something new every day. Yes, I've been to Walmart today, and it was like $3.63 for bread flour. But Sam's Club is next to the Walmart, and I pay for that 25-pound only $7.98. So I use a lot of bread flour to make my bread, to make cinnamon rolls, stuff like that. It'll be cheaper for me to do it like that. So as you can see, I was tempted to add more bread flour, but you got to be patient. As you can see, my bowl is actually starting to clear out. I got 2 more minutes. Dough is hard to do. You're going to mess up. Sometimes it's not going to puff up, but it's okay. Just keep working at it. And sometimes you got to look at dates because it could be your yeast or it could be the bread flour. So be careful on the dates. Always keep that in mind. If your bread did not puff up, check on the dates of your yeast. So, and then check on your dates of your bread flour or flour. Some people just use regular flour. Hi, Miss Betty Crocker, your family. I'm just lucky to have you. Thank you, G. Hey, G, I haven't seen you in a while. I'm sorry, guys. I miss all of you guys. Like every time somebody comes up because they're faithful. Every time I do a live video, you guys are always faithful. My daughter was actually asking about you guys. Mom, have you? And I'm like, no, because you know this is going on. And she's like, I know you can't wait. Go back to doing the videos. And I'm like, yeah, I miss it. So I'm getting there though. In the name of Jesus, I am. So got one more minute or a half a minute. So. All right, so this is done. I'm gonna bring this down. I'm really gonna invest in that. Actually, when I find the name of it, I'm gonna leave the link below. It is an expensive machine, but I feels like this is my second KitchenAid. It hasn't given up on me, but I feels like to make bread, sometimes it could be a pain in the butt. Like when I went to school, they had that brand and it was only for professional chefs or pastry chef. Now you're able to buy this machine, so I was kind of excited to see it. I'm just gonna add bread flour to my hands. And like this machine, I had it for, let me see, my son's 18. I had this machine for like, I got this at QVC. So I had this for probably 10 years already. So, and then I wasn't like all into the bread or anything like that. It was just like really for cakes and stuff like that. I do have a website if you guys want to look at my cake. It's on Facebook. And again, it's only for my cakes. It's called Design to Taste with Class. So you guys could check out my work there. So I'm going to take the bread hook and just put it right here. The bad thing about this machine, my old machine, I just gave it away. I had another one. The other machine, it was a little tiny KitchenAid. It flips up. So I find sometimes this can be a little hassle. So I'm just going to move this over. And then I'm going to put this right here. Let me bring this down a little bit so you guys can see. Hopefully this crap doesn't fall. All right, now this is acting up. Sorry, guys. Okay, I think we got it. So you see how it's semi-clean to the side. In the bottom, it's still sticking. That's okay. Remember, the more flour you add, or bread flour you add, the worse it is, because then your bread tends to get hard. And I want my bread to be nice and soft. So I'd rather do things by hand. I'm old school. If I could do things by hand, because I have like shoulder problems, I gotta like start it off on the machine and then just knead it by hand. And I take everything out. So I sprinkled a little bit on my board. I'm going to have to go to Walmart. Yeah, again, this recipe, you can do it by hand. So how do you knead? Okay, I'm gonna put this out of here. Put this out of my way. That bowl, I'm going to reuse it, so I'm not even going to wash it. So I sprinkled a little bit of bread flour on my surface, just a tiny bit, just sprinkle it. The good thing about my surface here is stainless steel, or if you have like my cabinet, the top cabinets are marble, you can actually use that, or just a board, anything pretty much. So take out your dough, you plop it on there. So you push it, okay? Push, 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 And then you're just gonna knead it just for a tiny bit. You don't need to knead it. So what you're gonna do, you're gonna let it sit your dough here for a couple minutes, which is 10 minutes. That 10 minutes, so at 1 o'clock, because it's 12:50 over here, I'm not gonna cover it. I'm gonna let it sit, let it relax. I'm gonna come back and actually, so you just, if you guys want to sit here for 10 minutes, that's fine. We can talk about something else. I'm gonna clean a little bit of my mess up. I'm gonna actually leave this bowl here, let it set for 10 minutes, and that's so the elasticity can relax, can actually expand, but relax at the same time. And as you can see, look, if I put my finger in here, it pops back up. So that's what you want, but you want it to be a little bit better. That's how you get that soft and delicious and just awesome dough. So leave your dough alone. Hello, little pretty dough. And this recipe, it depends on how much you make your bread. The Texas, this is like an imitation of Texas Roadhouse bread. I'm not sure if you guys have that where you live at. The kids over here love it. So I added a little bit more sweetener to it because my nephews and my children love the bread sweeter than usual. So again, this is an imitation of Texas Roadhouse sweet bread. To me, it does taste like it. I think I'm missing an ingredient, so every time I make it, I kind of make it a little bit different because I think they add something. I think they add more powdered milk than milk to it. So I don't know. I'm gonna figure it out though. I have watched more. Great to see you though. Gotta get my lunch. Okay, honey. Misty, have a good lunch. So again, this is gonna sit for 10 minutes till 1 o'clock, and I'm gonna clean some of this mess up. And I'm gonna leave this KitchenAid because I'm actually making cinnamon rolls. I'm gonna actually do another video some other time. But for now, anybody got any good deals? Anything new with you guys? I got a mess here. Who wants to come help me clean this mess up? You know what? While we're sitting here for 10 minutes, let's do the butter cinnamon for this recipe. It's going to be really easy to make, and I'll just transfer everything over here. Okay guys, I'm gonna show you how, while that's just chilling and relaxing, I'm gonna show you guys how to make the butter cinnamon sweet butter, I guess, if you want to call it their butter. So I'm gonna bring my KitchenAid hand mixer. I'm gonna plug it in the back. I need to get an extension cord. Open the door, please. Someone's knocking on the side. So to that, I got a glass bowl, got my KitchenAid. I got 1 stick of butter. Actually, I'm going to double this recipe. I don't want no more kids. I got enough. Hey, baby.
I'm leaving you that little one right there.
Oh, hello. Hello, little munchkin.
You stay with Titi forever.
No. So, all right, guys.
Why are you making dough?
Yeah, I'm making bread. I'm gonna actually I'm gonna cream the butter. The butter's a little bit hard, but that's okay. Hey, baby. Hey, handsome. How are you?
Great.
Good, good, good. All right, so we're creaming the butter right now. Sorry, guys. That's my nephews that came through. To that, I'm gonna add a little bit of cinnamon. Now, the cinnamon is to what you like to add. I mean, some people like it strong. Probably like a teaspoon of it. I'll taste it. I need some more honey. I got some local honey. I'm gonna keep creaming it a little bit more. Got a couple minutes before that dough is ready to do whatever's ready to do. We'll do that next step. Should be showing y'all what I'm doing, right? So I'm just creaming, actually this is the butter and the cinnamon. To that, we're gonna add some honey, which is probably like 2 to 3 tablespoons. Depends on, I'm just gonna move this dough. So, depends on how sweet you like it. 1, 2, that's 3. I think I'm gonna add a little bit more to it because I am doubling the recipe. So that's another 3 tablespoons, so it's 6 because I am doubling the recipe. Duh. I'm gonna add a little bit of more cinnamon because I like mine's a little bit. This recipe is supposed to be 1 stick of butter, 3 tablespoons of honey, and 1 teaspoon to your liking of cinnamon. Now I tend to do mine's a little bit more sweet. Again, I got kids here. And if you're looking for a healthy recipe, this is not it. That's for sure. So. Okay, that's it. You can cover this up, put this in the refrigerator, and when you're ready to use it, it's all yours to use. So that is done for today. All right, guys, this is done. You can actually add vanilla extract to it. Nah, I'm good with it. So it's creamy, it's fluffy. It smells like cinnamon and the honey, so that's a good thing. All right. So it's 102. Again, we passed for a little bit. It's not a big deal. I'm going to take this bowl. This is my biggest bowl that I have. I'm going to spray it with nonstick. So that's sprayed so it won't stick. And I'm going to add, I usually take the cap full and just sprinkle it on there. I do double. I've been doing this since I used to work for this Italian lady, and she just showed me that it's better to do it that way. So I've just been doing it that way for so many years. I know some people just use the olive oil to it and call it a day. But my dough is beautiful. Look, guys. Look. And it sticks right back up. You see, it's I hope you guys are able to see that. I'm going to stick it in my bowl, pop it down. I'm going to make a swirl back and forth. And then, so I'm going to cover this for an hour. I'll put some Ram Wrap, cover it for an hour. I'll be back. Actually, I'm not going to let you guys wait here for an hour to do the second round. And the second round is just to let it cut it, actually knead it again, deflate it, knead it again, do the shape, let it rise again, and put it in the oven. That's the recipe, guys, of making sweet roll. I'm not going to say that it's Texas Roll House because they have their own recipe, but I call it sweet roll. Okay, so guys, thank you for joining in. And again, thank you for having the patience with me and subscribing to my channel. Guys, have a blessed day, and I'll see you in an hour. Okay, bye.